Hi, I'm Steve Mignonti doing the Junkyard Crawl at One Stop Auto in Brimfield, Massachusetts with a 1963 Chevy Corvair Monza convertible. Now the Monza was built for the second year with the convertible, 62 being the first year for the convertible version of the Corvair. And here's a 63. Of 254,571 Corvairs built in 1963, only 44,165 were convertible. So it's a fairly rare bird. And let's look inside. And before we do that, here's some cool magazine stuff. And Clark's Corvair in Charlemont, Massachusetts, I think it's Charlemont, they have a variety of catalogs, and they gave me this thing here. It's a Corvair Complete Guide by Car Life magazine. All the things people love to do to Corvairs. A nice ad on the back. The new Corvair for 1963, I believe this right here, the Corvair Monza, fun car. And inside all kinds of bolt-on goodies, things, turbo engines, stuff like that. On the bottom right, that's the turbo unit right there, 62, first year for that stuff, seen all the way through 65, from strength to strength, 150 horsepower in 63, I think 180 by the end of the ride. But the problem with Corvairs, however, was the swing axle rear suspension. Road Test magazine had a series of lawsuit articles inside. Ralph Nader, of course, brought the Corvair before the Congress to tout its weaknesses. And one of the main things on the right, we see the camber change right there. The wheels go to radical camber shifts on hard corners, and that causes the tail of the car to swing around. Kind of a fault that was corrected in 65 with an independent axle with two U-joints, Corvette type stuff, which corrected the problem, but the damage was done, and Corvair sales pretty much died right after that. So let's look on the front of this. And of course, remember that Corvairs are air-cooled and rear-engined, so we use the church key to open up the hood and see what we have in here. Anything cool? We'll find out in a second. Gotta find the church key. Where are you hiding? It's in the bin. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Roll tape. Meanwhile, the Corvair's body lines are beautiful. I love them. It looks very, it's very sculpted, very European looking. Although the 65 rebuild was even nicer, kind of like a preview of the Camaro. Okay, let's use the church key right here like this, and in you go. And teeth straight up. And what could be in here? Amelia Earhart's plane, maybe Ralph Nader's ghost will come out and bite me. There we go. And 3, 2. Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Okay, 4-lug wheels. 65 brought 5-lug wheels, but 4 lugs on this. And here's the interesting air cleaner right here. 2 carbs, one on each side of the bank, and the air cleaner over each carburetor. These things would live right here. Go to the middle, feeding the center right there. These are the air cleaners going here, feeding the center of the air inlet. Kind of a neat design right there. Corvair only. And of course, these have coil springs out front with... ooh, look at this. Okay, Positraction. This car has a Posi. It says car limited slip differential. So the Posi was possible on Corvair. It tells you to use a friction modifier in the lube when you service it at the back of the car. Kind of a cool touch. So Posi was certainly possible, and here it is. This car is a Posi-equipped Corvair. Pretty neat. The original butternut yellow right there, shining through. A nice bumper on this thing too. And everything you see here is for sale. You can call the folks at One Stop at 413-245-0901. Ask for the folks, and they can maybe tell you if they can sell parts. I'm sure everything here is for sale. And again, convertibles were very rare cars. Only 44,165 were built. All of them at the Willow Run plant, which was where they made B-24 bombers in World War II. The Ford company owned it at that point in time. Bucket seats, of course, in the Monza. And this has a factory AM radio with the Chevrolet logo on it. It's a pretty rare piece. In fact, everything, like I say, is for sale here. Call 413-245-0901. Ask if the radio is possible. You can buy it. Bucket seats are kind of nice. The parts inside are certainly very much intact. The seat covers are not, but you can get the covers from Clark Corvair Parts in Massachusetts. They sell that stuff brand new. Reproduction goodies. They're very good. The automatic transmission, the shifter's there on the dash, that little tab, kind of a weird thing, similar to what the Pontiac Tempest Torque uses. Same basic design, a little flap that shifts gears. And of course, the convertible top on this, all the mechanisms here. It's a power top, I believe, on this one here. I think it may not be, it might be manual. Not sure, I don't see a pump. So anyway, that's the story here with the manual top. Vinyl window, long gone. They fall apart and they go bye-bye pretty quickly. And yeah, the tonneau cover, the things would snap on right here when the top stack is down, would cover it up here for a sleeker, kind of cooler look, and the original hints of the butternut yellow. I tried to open the trunk or the engine compartment cover. I can't get it done. There's a tab in here somewhere. I couldn't find where it goes. I snooped, and I couldn't find it. But under here is going to be one engine. Something new for 1963 is the engine grew from 144 cubic inches to 165 cubic inches, a little bigger, I think, bore, so a little more power. And again, either 80 horsepower or 150 horsepower for the turbo motor. Can't tell, can't get it open, don't know. But it's a posi unit in this thing, which is kind of a cool thing. The posi, of course, has clutches that allow both tires to get equal traction instead of one tire going up in smoke and, you know, wasting your ET or your getting out of the snow not as quickly or easily. So kind of a cool car here. I don't see the circular, if it's a turbo car, you'd see a circular logo right there with a little turbo logo right there. So it's not a turbo car. The regular cars had a V here with the power number right there, either 140 or whatever the number would be, depending on the car. But some of these things had 4 one-barrel carbs, sometimes just 2 one-barrel carbs. Not sure what we have here. I think 2 one-barrels, according to the air cleaner. So it's probably the base 2 carburetor engine here. Or was. It's probably still there, I don't know for sure, but kind of a rare bird. I like this car. It had this hope. The floors are not too badly rotten. The body is fairly decent. You know, I see some Bondo. It's probably had a little bit of care over its life, but again, some of the original paint is still there, and even things like this chrome on the back. Deck lid is very nice, not real rotten. These deck lids are cool because it's an air-cooled car. These have vents to let the hot air out, let the engine breathe, and are kind of a cool piece. Once again, these are very much available. 413-245-0901. Call them up at One Stop. Buy the radio, buy the whole car if you want. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the Steve Mags YouTube channel and ring the bell so you know when the next video happens, which is tomorrow. Thank you for watching.